All right, I hit the button. It says that we're live. It looks like we're live, so we must be live. Hello, everyone. My name is Kara Brown. I am a room fantasy author, and I also write under the name of Faye Black. If you are here today, we are going to be doing a couple of writing sprints, and as you can see, I am not alone today. I have some co-hosts, one that invited themselves, and one that I was like, "Would you like to join today?" So I'll let you.
Who is who?
Unless they self-identify. And speaking of self-identify, Tamara, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara Woods. I write cozy mysteries and some spicy stuff on the side. And I'm going to be writing some spicy stuff today. That's all.
Good. Fantastic.
My name is Amy, Awesome Buddy, as I go by on the internet. And I'm an SEO consultant. I also design and set up websites for people. And yeah, Caro and I are friends. So every once in a while, I'm just like, hey, what you doing? And here we are.
It's true. This is definitely a thing. Or we send each other like some kind of random news article. It was like, she did not. She did. So, but let's see who else is joining us today. Thank you guys, by the way, for joining us. I know you all have really busy days and stuff. So Mama Ward is here. Hello, Mama Ward. It's good to have you. Benu is here. I hope I'm saying that right. I was educated the other day, so that was exciting. RC came in with a joke. I saw an ad for Bear Applause, but that's the last thing I need. Ba-dum-ching. Yeah. Hello, Claude. Thank you so much for joining us today. Look, guys, it's me.
Oh my gosh, the hat matches and everything.
Almost, yeah.
Branding.
Yeah. You know, I still got that the hat that's got like the bling of the crown, and so I'm always just waiting for you to say that we're wearing crowns again, so I can just be like true Florida woman, just show up in a baseball hat anyway.
Dude, I don't have my crown.
Caro's going full Floridian.
I am. I just decided to embrace it. But I'll tell you, like, not to deviate.
What happened to your fans, Tamara? I was just thinking about that the other day.
I have no idea. I owned 3. They're all gone.
She said I could send her one, Amy. I've been allowed to send Tamara things.
Yeah, I said if you would like to send me a fan, I would absolutely appreciate it because I'm melting.
Okay.
It's so hot.
Yep. I'm deviating from Florida woman to go back to greeting folks. So Cat Paw is here. Hello, how are you doing today? We actually are full of giggles at the moment because I told a hilarious story about when I passed out due to low blood sugar.
I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds like we're jerks, and that wasn't funny at all.
I said it was
For
funny.
context,
Okay.
there was a turkey leg involved. Any scene in which a turkey leg, how do we say, perseveres? It's gonna be funny.
Yeah. So just to give a recap, I was talking about how like I went somewhere and I hadn't eaten that day, and I have low blood sugar, borderline anemia. And so without thinking, you know, I was still holding, like I had this turkey leg I was supposed to eat, and then like I was like, I feel kind of dizzy, and then next thing you know, like I woke up and completely wet because people had like dumped water on me, which, you know, responsible thing to do. Thank you. And I remember sitting there where I was waiting for somebody to come and get me. And my turkey leg had been up like this the entire time. So somehow my unconscious brain still protected the turkey leg even as I fell to the ground.
Oh, shit.
And then I ate it on the ride to the EMT tent.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah. So I got my half and half. Half sadness, half water drink already. I tried to, okay, hold on before, and then I'm going to be on task, I swear. I tried to make my homemade coffee creamer yesterday, and I made it too thick. I can't get it out. There's a dirty joke in there. I'm going to let Tamara make it, but.
I was just thinking, like, is there a way to thin it out that wouldn't compromise the taste?
I don't think so. Like, I'd have to put like milk in there or something. And the problem is that with the way that I had mixed it up, I had made the freezing point really low. So even just putting it in the fridge causes it to freeze.
Oh.
So I did that to myself. I didn't check my science very well. I was like, I'm going to take my 2 favorite things and mix them. And now I can't get it out of the jar.
Damn.
It's like fucking ice cream now.
But can you scoop it out like ice cream?
It's in a It's in like one of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing will fit in there.
Yeah, I was like, this will match my aesthetic. It's like, I can't get it out. Persephone's here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you're having a good day. Cool Gamer is here. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Marty is here. Hello. It's so good to see you. I'm just trying to find the folks I've not said hello to yet. I have not. Okay, cool. So let's go find where the teasing is. I can't even sleep with a fan, even in winter. Well, I think she means like the hand fan, not the... I mean, we could send you a different kind of fan.
I have regular fans. I need portable fans. So, like, I could be using it right now.
So, fans are a bit like robots, so maybe they were sad about how you feel toward robot erotica.
Those spineless bastards out there.
Yeah, wavy hand fan, or both, maybe all three. Oh, yeah, we could have like a fan threesome. It'll be great.
No, I just want the hand fans. I was specific.
I know you.
It's just one. I don't need a bunch. Because apparently I'm not responsible.
Make ice cubes. If I can get it out of the jar, I will. That's my task right now. Don't spill the beer with the turkey leg. It's true. Oh, man.
When I was in college, that was like my college trick.
How was it?
Yeah, passing out with a liquor beverage and not spilling it while I was asleep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy. I think I should have moved, but like I didn't. I slept like a corpse, and I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, there's my drink." Oh God, I learned really good lessons in college.
When I went to college, I was already like a bitter person surrounded by like 20-somethings. Not exactly my favorite time.
I went to college online with roosters for my ambiance.
Roosters.
Go ahead. Bitch about my coffee in the morning, rooster.
Let's see. So let me take that down. Did I put down what we were talking about? No, of course I didn't make that banner. Today we are discussing how to finish projects. Okay, cool. Because I said that's what we were going to talk about, and I was absolutely serious. I'm going to give it like 3 more minutes, and then we'll actually have a sprint. Because I remember last week I got really excited about talking about editors, and Tamara had to redirect me back to the fact that we were writing. So I'm gonna stay on point. I'm gonna at least have us do 4 sprints of 15 minutes, and then between those we will talk about how to actually finish projects, because I think everybody here can relate to like being like, I'm having a hard time finishing this, and then go like chase some shiny thing, right? Like we've all done it at some point.
Yes.
So.
It doesn't even have to be shiny for me at a certain point. I'm just like, oh no, we're done, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm done with this.
Yeah. So anyway, so I thought that would be a good topic, especially since next week is the last week of Camp Nano, if I'm right.
You are right. I have done a great job of not saving any of my workings. The only time I remember is when we're doing a stream. I'm like, oh, it's camp. We're coming.
The end of June and the beginning of July were just like full throttle for me. So I was a good like 10 or 12 days into July by the time I was like, what's this camp? Oh no, everybody's talking about, because I meant to do it because I've got this one project that I got an idea for, and I was like, hey, that might be fun just to write it down. Yeah, no.
A little bit, Claude. Yeah. So I like to say it's streamer brain, where the host gets like a moment of streamer brain, and so like they bring like their friends with them to be like, okay, you gotta go back and do this thing, and it's like, oh yeah.
That's right. We were doing something else.
Yeah, we were doing a thing. We were being productive. We were getting stuff done. And speaking of getting stuff done, I even got the timer set up. Look at this timer, guys. Look at it. Pure Caro aesthetic. I didn't ask what everybody was working on, so I apologize. I'll put that in the chat here in a second. And then we can review that. Let's see. Actually, what are you guys working on? That's my next transition.
Ooh, fancy.
I know.
I am working on the last chapter of The Vampire and the Kitchen Witch.
What about you, Amy?
I am trying to explain to some old people what the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org is, because they don't know. And this is like my third time explaining it in an email. So I'm trying to take a moment. Like, okay. And I know it's hard to explain because people think, their website and, I bought a .com website, blah, blah, blah.com. Is that the problem? Nope. Not even close.
But
I'm pretty sure they're just about to just be like, just take the wheel.
Just make it work.
SEO, take the wheel.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to work on a content planner because I'm taking another step towards coming back to YouTube and making more content outside of streaming. But for me to do that, I actually have to plan what I'm doing. So that's going to be me being like, what am I doing and how am I doing it and how did I do it before? I think I just winged it last time. Be like, I feel like making this video. Here I go. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But while I'm figuring that out, I'm going to go ahead and start this timer. And if I missed you guys in the chat about what you are working on today, I will come back and we will look at that at the end of the 15 minutes. So I'm going to be responsible and I'm going to put my thing up. Aha. And I'll also post the first question for folks to answer in the stream if they want to, which is, what do you struggle with when finishing projects? So, all right, cool. I've got my act together, guys. Let's do this. All right. So we're going to do our first sprint of 15 minutes. 15 minutes, do whatever you want. You can plan, organize, stare at the wall, pet your dogs, drink water, whatever it is. These are your 15 minutes to use as you want. And we will start that in 3, 2, 1. I do kind of like that it asks how you do without me having to ask it. How'd you guys do? Let's see. I managed to figure out what I was going to do with these 2 books and the planner that I have. Yes, I did actually use this as a reason to put together this planner that I bought that I didn't know what I was going to do with. So I was like, now it's my content planner. Yay!
I read 3 medium stories, and I wrote 3 paragraphs
Nice.
in the novel.
I sent my email, and it's Friday, and Friday afternoons I usually do my admin. So I'm assembling my notebooks so I can do my admin.
That's always fun.
Oh, yes.
Actually, that's probably what I need to do next because I haven't done a whole bunch of this today. Oh, man. Okay, so let's take a look and see how other folks did. Persephone got 400 words. Very nice. We had some random facts going back and forth. That was exciting. Venom joined us. Hello, Venom. And you are not late, so thank you so much for joining us again this week. I really appreciate it. And then Mama Ward actually answered the question, what do you struggle with? And she said just 2 words, the end. Actually, all the things and the things plus the things.
I can relate.
Anything involving finishing.
Yeah, it feels like it sometimes.
And then Mama Ward also during that sprint posted, follow your fellow sprinters YouTube channel. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Oh, wait, maybe? Oh, okay, so you did post follow your fellow sprinters YouTube channel links on the Dwindling Writers channel, and then you shared weird factos with RC. Yay. And then Benus answered their question with saying, I struggle letting go when projects are finished. I keep wanting to fiddle with it. That's also a mood.
Yeah.
But what about you guys? What do you struggle with?
I don't know if there's one specific thing, honestly. I think with each project, there's a different issue or 30 that pop up.
Yeah.
And this story that I'm finishing now in July, it was supposed to launch last October. But in between October and now, a whole slew of things have happened. And all of it, well, most of it was just life stuff that needed to be navigated. And so it was kicked to the back burner. So, life stuff. And then sometimes the end of the story it's not gelling the way it needs to, or it feels like something's missing, or there's a problem of some sort. So there's that kind of stuff. Or there's just other cool ideas I want to work with now instead of that one, and I want to do it now, something else now. So then I do that. Or I've found out about a collaboration that sounds really cool, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then I realize, there's actually not enough time to do that and this. So now I have to do the collaboration thing because, that's happening sooner and there's other people's name involved with it. And I don't want to be the jerk that holds everything up. So.
Yeah, I've been there. I think my biggest issue is, I can't speak to creative writing or fiction projects because I have not completed one of those since high school. Cough, cough. But personally, especially given the kind of freelance work that I do, and because I have so many marketing skills, I have a hard time limiting a project to just what it was supposed to be. I'm constantly we can improve that too. It wasn't part of what we were originally supposed to do, but we'll add that on, and then we'll add that on, and we'll add that on. And in the end, you end up never really finishing it because the project that you're doing at the end of it isn't quite the one you started with. And that's my biggest thing with finishing a project. I'm constantly adding more stuff on.
I feel that. Yeah.
Word.
So I like how I ask these questions and then I don't have my answers ready. Like I was but I think what I struggle with when it comes to finishing projects is I struggle to keep the door closed. That was something that 7-day book challenge taught me because, like, you know, I have a lot of things that are in progress, but not a lot of things that I finished. And the 7-day book challenge, like, that was just a pure, I want to write this book and I don't give two tosses what anybody thinks about it, right? Like, it was just a pure me thing. And 7 days, finished it, right? Beginning, middle, end, all done. And so that was the big takeaway. So, and what I mean by keeping the door closed, it's like when you're writing something and you're not thinking about like, oh, how am I going to market this and who's going to want to read it and how do I apply? Like you're moving into outbound marketing at that point when you haven't even finished your draft, you know. So that's what I struggle with, like staying right now and not thinking like 4 steps ahead. So, but that is not a struggle everybody else has. Let's see. Fiddling with it. Cat Paw says when to let go and let it go. I know there's a lot of people that when they write their book, they want to write sequels because they don't want to let the characters go, which I guess that can go into a different back and forth discussion on another stream because we could talk a while about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. RC says I struggle with not rushing the end, and by that point, I'm ready for the next story. I think we all get like that. Like we get to like the end of the book and like I'm fucking done with this book. Like I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't get that way with the end of my first draft. I honestly skipped over like a good chunk in the middle when I wrote my first draft. And it was because, you know, it's one of the first times I ever tried to do it. So I was still learning and I knew what needed to happen. I understand how important the middle of the story is. But the middle of the story has to be compelling, and yet how you're weaving your plot has to be more subtle. You know, they're going through their trials and that sort of thing. You're supposed to be exciting your audience with their trials, and your plotting should be secondary. And I did reach a point in the middle where I was like, I'm sick of this. Like, I got frustrated because it's a skill set I didn't have yet. So I didn't know how to do it. And that's where I was like, I'm done with this, and just moved on.
Oh. Let's see. Claude says exactly what RC said. The shiny new ideas are stronger in those times for me. I guess that's also true because I should have been finishing Sparks Flying in the 7-day book challenge, but I totally wrote something else because it was brand new and it smelled like pumpkin spice and I wanted to eat it. So
Sparks Fly, you could wait until, you know, 2030 to finish.
You could just wait until never.
I translated that one for you, Tamara. You said 2030, but we all heard healthy.
Let's see. So Renee says I struggle to move out of outlining and into drafting. I also struggle having more than one series idea, writer's life. Yeah, I got a whole, it's over there, but I got a whole book of just tracking all the stuff that I'm trying to write right now. So I feel you. It's just a process sometimes. Mama War said to suck at marketing like a kid with a Slurpee on a day like today. It's a learned skill. I don't know if you read that's a weird question. I think you did, and I think you have read Lisa Daly's How to Be a Best-Selling Author book, where she talks about marketing and all the different things that you can do to do it. I will admit that some of those options do involve a little coin, but a lot of them don't as well. So she's got like some really good suggestions when it comes to like marketing yourself and getting out there. And the sad truth is when I read that book, and we reviewed it on Tamara's Writers Workshop podcast as well on your channel. So, which I should probably get a link to that and put it in the chat if anybody wants to listen in on that. But I realized after we got done reading it and after we had the podcast that a lot of those things that book is recommending that you do, the majority of the time publishers today are going to ask you to do those things anyway. So it was just like,
yeah,
it's a different time, you know.
Yeah,
the publisher isn't doing everything anymore.
Yeah, I think it was Michelle, not last week, but not on Lisa's last stream, but the stream before that. And she said that she only made her advance once, and that's when the publisher decided to actually market it. And the rest of the time, they wouldn't market her stuff, so she never made her advances. And I was like, it's just. I mean, I obviously have very mixed feelings about working with publishers, as everybody knows. But I don't want to dive into those.
I feel like you've had some mixed experiences as well.
Look at this. It's a new question that we're going to think about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a different question that we're going to think about while we do another sprint. You see how I avoided that? Yeah, that was me.
Mad skills.
Mad skills. Very subtle, very smooth. Y'all didn't see that one happening. So the question that we can mull over during the sprint is, what method do you implement to finish something? So like, what have you found that kind of works to help you like get that final push towards the end? So, but let me see. I got that up. I do not have this up. I'm verbally walking myself through everything. I am really sorry, guys. That's just where I am in my life.
It's okay.
So we're going to do another 15 minutes. 15 minutes again to do whatever you want. Read, write, stare into space, drink some water, cuddle your kids, puppies, whatever. Smooch your husband, whatever makes you happy. Those 15 minutes are yours to use as you want. And we are going to start that in 3, 2, 1. We will see you guys in 15. So that was the end of 15 minutes. Feel free to share how you did, what you did, and all that goodness, as Tamara would say. Just like the FAQ. I managed to map out 1 month, and then I decided I was going to track all the times I was social on here. It started with YouTube, but I didn't get very far. I'm working on it.
I read a couple more Medium stories and wrote a few more sentences.
Nice.
I am finishing up my admin stuff. It's really just me reflecting through the week and making a note to myself of what I need to start on Mondays. I read it. I think it was like a Stephen King book, I want to say. Maybe it wasn't. But I know I've talked about this like a bunch of times in previous streams that I've been a guest on, where one piece of advice that I always recommend is end when you know what's about to happen next. And I apply that like everywhere. So that's what my Friday afternoon admin is telling myself where I'm going to start on Mondays. So here I am.
I'm trying to remember. Somebody else said that to me recently, but they didn't quote Stephen King for it. So I'm trying to figure out who it was.
May or may not have been him, honestly. Probably wasn't.
It might have been. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, somebody has said it to me. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I've heard it again recently. I just don't remember who said it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said what I did. You said what you did. Tamara said what she did. I'm paying attention. Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Thank you. Let's take a look and see how the comment section did. Cat Paw added to the last question is also knowing a manuscript could be better, but not knowing how to do that. And the answer is needing a skilled editor, but you can't always pay for that and asking for freebies because we all need to eat. Yeah, I get it. Let's see. Mama Ward said, I think the IMP imposter syndrome is a barrier to finishing projects. That's definitely a thing. I think we've all experienced that. And then Mama Ward was kind enough to fill the chat with other sprinters. If you guys are interested in hanging out with them and spending time and getting to know them and writing books with them and sharing that quality time together, I would also encourage you to do that. I guess I kind of miss like when we used to like do that more often. So I'm really happy to see that again because supporting ourselves is really kind of like the only way to get shit done sometimes.
Oh, wow. That's an awesome list.
Isn't it? Like, I was like watching it populate. I was like, man, those are all such cool people. I'm going to have to come back after the stream is done and go follow if I'm not already following them.
Yeah.
And then Mama Ward added, I went through my 15-step checklist and then made myself hit submit and cry into a bubble bath with a glass of wine while I wine. In answer to the question of what method do you implement to finish something? That was a fine tactic. Let's see. RC says, might be a horror thing, but I always have a scenario at the end. The
Crescendo.
Big gross out. Crescendo. Sorry. Thank you. The big gross out or whatever I can to make the reader squirm a bit. That might just be a horror thing because I don't want people to do an unhappy squirm at the end of my romance novels. That's not how that goes.
I think it maybe... RC, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think his idea there is that he puts a flourish on the end. He writes horror, so that's how he does it. But I think he's saying that his last step is to add a flourish.
I'm not sure. I'm just reading the words. Let's see. Claude says, sometimes doing the book cover when I reach a low point of motivation helps a lot. I feel like it will be real soon. I can't think of anybody else who does that. I don't know anybody on this screen that goes and prematurely orders covers. That might be totally me. I'm there. Absolutely. I do that. And then like I paste them everywhere and I show them to my friends. I'm like, look, I'm writing this. It's not done, but I'm doing it. So
I have covers. I have too many covers. I'm trying to work up to all the covers.
Let's see. RC said during that sprint he got words. Score. Well done on the words. Cat Paw finally found the scene I was looking for ×2. Fed cats who wouldn't leave me alone and got myself a bowl of watermelon pieces. Oh, that sounds so good. Man, I The news says, railing at my defective sadness water and moving more scene. Sadness water being decaf coffee. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the joke from earlier, and I was like, they're clearly talking about something I don't know. But yes, sadness water. So I'm going to call it from now on.
Yes.
They came up yesterday in my stream.
Ah.
I think it was.
I wouldn't mind a collab on some work. I know some folks like to do collabs. I know some folks are hungry for collabs. Like there's a whole group of it. I just don't know where that group is because I'm not really a big collab person, as my friends here can testify.
Facts.
Yeah, like usually Tamara's gonna book me like 3 months in advance. She's like, so this thing that I want to do in like October. It's like, I need you to put me on the schedule. I'm like, okay.
Do the thing. Come on. Do the thing. Come on.
Let's see. RC did confirm that you are correct. So,
Thank you.
yeah, see, you speak RC better than I do, and I think I speak to him more than you, so I don't know what that says about me. So the
I'm going
news
to go
said-
ahead and toot my own horn here and say I'm just kind of good at that.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot, toot. The news says I chat with my friends to get motivation to sprint to the end. Oh, that works. I like that. Watermelon. May May is here. Hello, May May. Thank you for coming and joining us today. Did we say what
My
we do?
method, I was about to say, I don't think I know I said mine. My method is absolutely the like 2,000 point checklist. I make list after list after list after list, and then my home stretch there at the end is just a whole bunch of crossed out lists. Go to the next page of paper, relist things that are undone, scratch it all up, like checklist until I'm done. And then the last thing I always do is send that I'm done email, but I don't let myself touch it after I send that email. So checklist for the win.
Checklist. What about you, Tamara?
Do I have a method?
I don't know.
I don't feel like I do. I feel like I find motivation from things like, I don't know, I need to eat. There's like a deadline that's associated with other people, and I don't want to let my readers down. Things like that. But I don't have a method to do it. It's just more of, I gotta get my ass in the chair and do it.
I like how you measure it by like outside peer pressure. It's kind of like most of the pressure is over here, so I'm going to focus on that. And then I'm going to focus on this one. Now this one seems to have exploded.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that is a very real thing. I wonder if there's a psychology term for it or not, because I do the same thing with my clients. Like 3 of my clients are groups. And so every
Wendy,
so
that
often,
happened once. One time. Wendy always comes for me.
Wendy coming for you?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Amy. I just had to defend my honor.
But my point was just agreeing with Tamara. Every once in a while, the social pressure makes that project take priority. Even if I'm actively working on something else, just knowing a handful of people are waiting for me to do something, I'm like, I got to do it now, right now. So.
It's called student syndrome.
Is it really?
Yeah. Putting it off until you're like getting to the point where you can't put it off anymore. It's called student syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to look it up. I was like putting things off until social pressure is, extreme. It was kind of like student syndrome. I was like, wow, I didn't think I could Google through that.
I love me some Google food.
Me too. So I guess for me, what I do is I take a look at a project and I'll ask myself like a couple of questions. Like one, why am I not getting this done right now? Right. Mm-hmm. And so that will usually kind of identify like, do I not like this project? Am I suffering imposter syndrome? Did I do a bad outline? Because I know like I'll outline, but at some point if the outline doesn't feel right, I don't want to write the story. So it's one of those kind of things. And so I don't know if a lot of other people who outline do this, but if I get to a point where like the story doesn't feel right, even though I outlined it this way, I'll take it apart and I'll find what's wrong, and then I'll redo the outline. Like I redid Act 3 of one of my projects, and now I'm like I'm working on it a lot more. So there's that. And then the other thing is chunking it. For those of you who don't know, I have a current book in the works. It's called Caro's Tarot, and it's basically me talking about my extreme obsession with tarot cards and everything I know about them. It's just like a giant like verbal blah on the page. So if you're curious about me and my obsession and strange anecdotes related to my life, that will be out later this year. But it's a big book. It's 120,000 words right now, right? At least until I threw it to the beta reader. So it might get longer, it might get shorter, I don't know. And when I sat down to edit that monstrosity, I was kind of like, I can't, like, that's huge. Like, it's 120,000 words. Like, I was like, I'm not ready for this. And so what I did was, as I said, I have 1 month to edit this book. How many cards do I need to edit every day to get to that? And it was like, edit 3 cards. I was like, I can edit 3 cards, right? And so I edited 3 cards a day until I got to the end. Are there still typos and weirdness and strange wording in there? Absolutely. But you know what? At least I edited it. I was so proud. So yes. Yeah, self-reflection and chunking. That's how I get to the very end. So I'm also a really bad writer. And I'm a bad reader because you know how like some people will like read the last page of the book to see how it ends, right? I'm that reader, but I also write the last scene of my book. At least I'm consistent.
I did that for a while when I was younger, reading the ending, and I realized that with a really good book, I don't do that. But I do that when I start to get impatient with a story. Mm-hmm. And not because I'm enjoying it and I'm like super reading it, but if it gets to the point where I'm like, look, I'm invested and you're wasting my time, I will go ahead and skip forward.
Yeah, I think it's a confirmation thing for me. Like if I'm like, I notice I do it when the story is getting to like either like the darkest hour or something else, and I need some reassurance that the ending is happy. And so if I get like the feeling on the last page that things are on a good note, then I can kind of persevere through that book, that part I'm struggling. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we've all read that book that promised us a happy ending, then it went off into left field somewhere, and we were all like, what did I just read? Like, this is not what I did not sign up to read this.
Oh, yeah. So, I got all in a huff a couple of times last year when I was trying to read a lot, and oh, yeah, I really don't like that feeling. As a reader, I really, really don't like it.
Yeah, it's called, sorry, go on.
I was going to say that my mom is someone who always reads the end first. She says so that she knows how it ends in case she dies.
Oh. Well.
She's been saying that since the 80s, y'all.
Oh, like, okay. I'm like...
her humor is dark.
That sounds like a cover for I gotta know and I gotta know right now, which I feel in my bones because that is who I am.
Yeah. She's like, I gotta know how it is just in case I die. I'm like, all right, Mom. You've read like 3 million books in your life, but okay.
There's more to read. So let's see. Wendy says I put things off until the last minute too. I've been tempered to hire an editor to motivate myself to finish these revisions, but then I don't want that kind of pressure either.
It doesn't work.
No. Like, I was on Lisa's stream the other day. Also, hello, Jacob. Thank you for joining us. I was on Lisa's stream the other day, and Lisa has a very different work ethic, and she's got really good suggestions. And sometimes I come in like the negative Nancy that I have to be sometimes. And I was kind of like, you just add in like the asterisk of if you know you can do it, right? So she was talking about like establishing deadlines and things like that. And absolutely, sometimes people work really well under that pressure. I knew people in college that if they had like that deadline, like they were getting shit done like all the time, right? Where everybody else had student syndrome and they just put it off until the very last minute, like, you know, like 5 minutes until midnight on the last day of the semester kind of stuff, right? And I guess my big concern is that when you have to deal with a consequence that could impact everything else. So like with the editor that Wendy's using, right? She doesn't want that pressure. That's also a professional relationship. And your editor is going to remember that you didn't keep your deadline, right?
Yeah.
So it's just thinking beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like with this story, there's no actual deadline. That's why when people ask me, "Oh, do you have a date?" and I'm like, "No." Um,
Don't come at me with that nonsense.
but that has worked for me because I've had to put a shit off for so long for so many different reasons. I'm still getting it to it, but there's no deadline for it. Whereas with other stories, like I have something that is going to be published in a collaboration in October, but our draft is due September 1st. So I will be working on it next month so that I can get to that September 1st deadline.
Absolutely. That's good.
Yes,
Lovecraft and Poe. Those are also my favorites. I have them on. I have a bookshelf in here, but all my reading material is actually in the rec room. So, let's see. She doesn't want to invest in these characters if they're all going to die. I mean, that's a fact. Like, say what you want to say about George R.R. Martin, but the moment he picks up that like a character is a fan favorite, he fucking kills him, and it's like, I hate you. Like literally when that kept happening, I stopped reading because I was like, I don't want to waste my emotional energy getting attached to these fictional characters if you're gonna freaking off them. Okay, like I'm gonna go write my own fan fiction because I can't deal with your reality. Like this is just intense.
That's what I did with The Walking Dead. I was like hardcore into The Walking Dead from day one. And then somewhere around season 3, you start to realize they're going to kill everybody. And I'm like, I'm not here to learn the stories of the people who die. I'm here to learn the stories of the people who survive. Stop killing my people. And then, sorry, spoiler alert for the internet, probably should already know this. When they killed Glenn, me and my best friend were like, we're done. And that's when we stopped watching. Like, you're done. Fuck, stop. Like, I lost my mind when they finally did that. And I was like, I don't care what the comic says. I don't care. Like, I ranted and raved and stopped watching the show because I've only got so much, oh my God, I love them, I'm so sad now, to spare. And I had to move on.
Man, it's hard to make good stories sometimes without having to kill everybody. All right, so we should do another sprint on that note. We can be angry at the words that we're gonna write. I don't know. I'm trying here.
you're doing great.
Thanks. So the third and the last question for us to ask, because I don't know if we're gonna have time after this, is what do you do when you're waiting on a dependency? And so what I mean by dependency is when you're in a different step of the process, like you're waiting on a beta reader or you're waiting on an editor. Like, do you just kind of sit there and wait, or do you go and do something else? Like, what is your response to having to be on hold, so to speak? So, and I don't. Nope, I had a train of thought and lost it. Nope, squirrel brain. Sorry, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our sprint. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and we'll see you guys in 15. As soon as I hit this button. I hit the button. Yeah, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all those things. I actually took the time to figure out some milestones and then start making a to-do list to tidy up everything that's on my channel. This looks like work, so now I'm going to put it over here. But how'd you guys do?
I got a really exciting email. So I spent the whole time rereading it and trying to make sure I read what I thought I read.
Intriguing.
I think one of my clients just got picked up on Amazon and they're going to be marketing their product to all of North America.
Oh,
Woohoo!
that's awesome.
Wow.
Right? Wouldn't that be fucking exciting? But yeah, no. They like me, so I'm pretty sure I'm in, but I'm not exactly sure. The person who wrote this, English is not their first language. So I have to go back and like triple read it to make sure I understand before I start asking questions.
Right on. I have a friend who was finding some royalty-free photos for me of Black women who were not thin. So like, curvy or plus size. So I was looking through those and I added a bit more on the chapter. And I think I read a medium story. I'm like all over the place today, so
You're just checking boxes, just they're not in a row. They're just kind of
scattered.
Yeah, that's how it goes some days.
Yeah. I know he's already gone, but RC had to go to work, so good on you for going in when they're shorthanded. Let's see how everybody else did. Spence joined us, hello, and then I also said hello to Morgan when she showed up, so thank you guys again for coming and hanging out with us today. I think we have one more sprint after this, and after we answer this one question, so let me get rid of that. Let me see. So in answer to, wait, hold on. We should answer the question because it's screen time. Yeah. So what do you guys do when you're waiting on a dependency?
I'm always working on several projects at a time. So I just move that one to the side, stop thinking about it, and go on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
I burn through my checklists until I make sure that I've done every single thing I possibly can. And then I send the, okay, I'm waiting for you email. And then I wait. I also have a lot of projects, so it's not hard for me to move on, but my attention span also always doesn't let me move on. Sometimes I just end up looking back at the project and just looking at work I've already done and just waiting. So not my moment, not my shiniest moment, but I get through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess my answer is kind of similar because I'm always working on something. But I do make a point to when, like, if I have to send my stuff to a beta reader or an editor, like, I completely close my brain on that project. And part of the reason I do that is that way when the edits or the suggestions come in, I can kind of be, like, fresh about it instead of obsessing. So that's what I do. But RC, on the other hand, chain smokes and glares at his phone. So.
Right on.
Yep. So, Mama Ward says that while she's waiting on dependencies is that she also works on another project. So, always be writing, right? Always be writing. Always be doing something. Cat Paw also says, I fret, wonder if they hate it, if they hate me, work on something else.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh my God, it's true. Like, oh. Man, that's so true. Like, I think I've only once had something sent back to me from an editor where it started with, I can believe in you. And you really don't want to hear that from your editor.
Mm.
So, because it means it got a lot of work that needs to be done.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh, God.
I don't.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, when I did get the notes back, she's like, I don't really understand this particular trope that you're writing, but I'm doing the best that I can. I was like, it's okay. It's an anime thing. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I should have asked an anime person to read it. And that's why it's really important to make sure that your editor reads your genre.
Yeah.
So, Spence is here. Hello, Spence. I hope you're doing well. Help me.
Silver Ogre.
Silver Ogre. Okay, thank you. If you guys are new here, I am very notorious with names. I will get them all wrong all the time. I did awful. I slept through my alarm and just got here. Oh no, but you're here, so yay. That's my bright side. Welcome. Wendy says, same for the most part. Find something else to work on or binge watch shows. Let's see. Jacob says, Jimmy Crystal just killed Jacob, the Red Eye Spy King X the video. Okay. Thank you for being here. Really. Let's see. Mama Ward says, team in for next weekend. Morgan and I are doing a morning productivity stream for the end of Camp Nano. Oh, that's fun. And we are a part of a whole thing from Friday evening to Saturday evening called 10K and 24. Oh, that sounds cool. I will try to keep an eye out for that if I can make sure that I don't lose my sanity between now and then.
Is there a playlist for the 10K and 24 thing?
We'll find out.
Because I would like to be in the comments.
Yeah. Morgan says, I finished revising the chapter I'm on. Well done. Very proud of you. Okay, good. At least it wasn't me, because I saw that too, and I was like, it's Sylvanas. We're such video game nerds. And then Spence says, I'm trying today. Progress is happening despite the excessive tiredness. Oh.
Are you still working on your office corner?
Yeah, we have questions because it sounded like you were taking 3 rooms and putting them in one corner.
Which sounds exhausting, even if you're not like, super preggers.
Is there anything else that we wanted to add on dependencies? I think the universal answer is do something else. Like keep writing or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's a common way to deal with it, especially for creatives. Like, because your mind does do so many different tabs open at one time, so many different projects. Just move on to this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a good one. So Venom says I'm stuck on a scene due to research. So that's also a dependency. Have you guys ever been stuck on like a research thing before?
Yeah. And if I can't find the information, then I crowdsource. So it'll be either asking my other writer friends or throwing it out on Facebook or Twitter, just depending on what the question is and who I think would be the best to give me an answer. Who's better suited for as an audience.
I decided I do that too, but I also I'm Caro and I go overboard on stuff, right? So for example, there's a character in one of the books that I'm working on. Hold on, I'm about to hit my head. On one of the books I'm working on, and she makes body butter, right? I have never made body butter until I had decided to write that scene. I hadn't actually ever used it. And I had a moment where I was like, I need to stop because I don't know what I'm writing about at this point. And so I went to Etsy. And first I bought some because I was like, let's see what this is. And so it came in and I was like, this is amazing. I've never had this before. And I smell absolutely delicious. I know you guys can't smell me, but there's a pumpkin pie smell in this office thanks to the one that I use. And then, so once I did that, I was like, okay, I should research how this is made so I can describe it. And all the women on YouTube who make body butter are having such a good time, and I had like a serious case of FOMO, and I was like, I want to have a good time too. And so then I was buying all the stuff to make body butter, and it's in my kitchen right now because that's what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah.
I have been having that kind of like a scenario like that with plants this year where, because of my health issues, I tripled the size of my garden this year because sometimes even the produce out of the grocery store isn't safe for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was looking up so many different methods, so many different things I could do, different fertilizers. And I have just been burning through all of them, watching all these. I can try that. I can try that. I can try that. I can try that. Trying to implement them all in the garden. And that's taken up a good chunk of my time for the last 4 months.
So for Venom, seeing about interrogating occultists and their link to murders and kidnappings. So I know that on Masterclass, there's actually a professional interrogator that teaches you how to. He doesn't teach you how to interrogate people, but he teaches you like the verbal techniques that are used in that. I don't know if you can
that was a good one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least now I know. Monty.
What? I am innocent.
Oh, whatever. But so there's their masterclass. There's also probably like some videos. There's more videos on YouTube. And I know that I read a book, and it's really so. Here's the interesting thing: is that a couple of the business books that I reference or that I use, in my professional development and whatnot, I go and read the biographies at the end. And a lot of the people either worked for like intelligence or they did interrogation work. And so I'm kind of like, I feel like there's a connection. Like, I think that I'm seeing some dots and I might connect them, but so.
I liked this video on interrogation techniques. So I'll share it in there. It's a former FBI agent sharing his experience.
Yeah. I wouldn't ask me because the one time that I had a character do an interrogation, he just broke fingers until they started talking.
So I would say in my limited knowledge that I feel like one of the underrated like sister skills to interrogating, and actually if you're trying to write a good interrogation scene, is negotiation as well, because it's not only how do I trick you into telling me something, there's also a very strong degree of back and forth. I'll give if you'll give, and so that might be something interesting that might take you down another rabbit hole if you're looking to expand your research. There's quite a bit of implementation of negotiation in those types of situations, believe it or not.
Yeah, there was there was a tactic that I know that I actually used on somebody that used to be in one of my gaming groups, and
you're calling me out for being sneaky and knowing sneaky stuff.
It's true. I know sneaky stuff. It's true. But I kind of got on her because she was definitely like a rabble rouser, and she would go into conversations with the intention to like ruffle feathers or cause drama and stuff like that. And so what I used to do when I was talking to her is I would ask her like a completely abstract question that wasn't related to like what it was that we're talking about. And what I learned is that she would want to talk about those things, and she would always steer the conversation back to like this thing. It was like, well, I know about this thing about so-and-so upset. And I was like, that's cool, but can we like talk about like this thing? And she's like, well, they're not interested in that. I was like, and I'm not interested in them. Right. So it was just, it was just one of those things. But I usually use that to eliminate people I really don't want to be around. Because if you're just here to cause trouble, then, F off.
Yeah. So I know somebody who, one of my earliest experiences with learning how to do that kind of stuff was somebody who used to do that to me when I was growing up. I'd be like on a subject, and then all of a sudden they just change it. And I'm like, what? And eventually I figured out, that's a pretty good indicator of how fixated somebody is on the topic.
Yeah. So, and speaking about being fixated on a topic, we should do a sprint. Aha!
Woohoo!
That
You
that
beat me
segue.
to it.
That segue was much better.
Good
I'm
job.
gonna pat myself on the back. Okay, I got that up. All right, so this is the last sprint, and then we're gonna be done for the day. So, and we'll do a couple like farewells and any final verbiage that we might want to share on this particular topic. But let's go ahead and we'll get this started in 3, 2, 1, and we will see you guys in 15. All right, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, quickly, because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
I figured out what that guitar string there at the end reminds me of. Nationwide is on your side.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it sounds like. I had to go get dinner started.
Oh, so we're ending just in time for you.
Yeah.
I wrote some notes on some things I need to add. I added a few more sentences, and I read a Medium post.
Nice. I figured out what the rest of the spread was going to look like. I actually filled out my regular agenda because I'm in the habit of trying to jot down thoughts and things that pop into my brain so I don't forget them later. And I think that was it. I think that's all I did. That time went by really fast for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah. So, all right. Unfortunately, Mama Ward had to go because her area is having a blackout. So gotta love. Actually, I don't love that at all. It sounds terrible.
Yeah,
So
that sucks.
yeah. So I hope Mama Ward stays safe. Let's see. Hello. Thank you for coming. We're about to end.
But you can always watch the replay afterwards.
Yes, you can. Always welcome to. And I'm going to be in the habit of having these streams on Friday at 2 p.m. EST. That is my commitment at this point. So if I do nothing else, I will at least sprint once a week. So there's that. The news says that they finished transferring scenes. That's great. So, and I think everybody else who was chatting on the topics is pretty much done. Or had to go to work or leave because of blackouts or all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and wrap up and do our outros. And I'm going to pick on Amy first because I know she's going to go do dinner.
Woo! Amy, awesome buddy, SEO consultant, websites, do marketing stuff. I had a good time. I was productive. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for letting me pull you by your hair. It was great.
My name is Samara Woods. I'm a cozy mystery author, and I write spicy things on the side. I worked on a whole bunch of spicy things today. If you want to write with me on a weekly basis, I do streams on my channel on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. And not tomorrow, but next Saturday, we're doing Writer's Workshop at 2 p.m. Eastern on my channel, where we're going to be talking about what book, Kara?
Would that be 7-Figure Fiction, How to Add Butter to Your Stories by T. Taylor?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was just... Okay, so not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, the 30th. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I had it written down. Good. Oh, please excuse me. I am so sorry. Hello, my name is Carol Brown. I am an urban fantasy author, and I also write romance under the name of Faye Black. I came here to get my act together on YouTube, and I managed to fill out planners with that intention. If that follows through, you will find out probably before me. But that's going to be it for us today. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us today, and I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, drink water, be hydrated, and remember to get your sleep. I'm now going to hit the end broadcast button, so let's all wave, except for Amy.
Bye, everyone.